My name is J-Roll Bautista. I'm an Associate Technical Support and Development Scientist for Dow. Today we will be answering frequently asked questions regarding silicone sealants for the facade and window applications. Let's begin. First off, why choose silicone sealants for your windows and facade? 4 major reasons why you should choose silicone sealants for your windows and facade. Number 1, UV resistance. Because of the components of silicone sealants, it is unaffected by UV exposure coming from the sun. Your windows, your facades will always be exposed to UV, and UV can damage materials over a long period of time. So you want components of your facades and your windows that will not be affected by UV, and silicones can do that. It will not get brittle, it will not harden, it will not crack, it will not deteriorate just because of UV exposure. Number 2, good flexibility. Your windows, your facades will always have movements because of the loads it's subjected to. And you want sealants that will be able to absorb those movements in the joints. Silicone sealants, because of their polymer structure, have very good flexibility. So some sealants actually will have movement capabilities of plus minus 12.5%, plus minus 25%, plus minus 50%. Some will even have plus 100%, minus 50%. It just depends on the silicone sealant product that you are using. So that good flexibility will definitely help your windows and facades. Number 3, good hydrophobicity. It just means that it has good water repellency properties. And that is something that you'd like to have for your facade, so that, one, it can help you maintain that good seal against water, against rain. And of course, secondly, that water repellency can help in the durability of the material itself. And lastly, it's able to maintain its initial properties even a long period of time. What do I mean by that? So I have here an example of a silicone sealant that was supplied to a building 20 years ago. If you look at this, you will not see any crack. It didn't harden, it didn't get brittle, it's still very flexible. As you can see from here, I can stretch it, I can compress it, and there's no problem with that. And it is difficult to differentiate this 20-year-old sealant to a freshly applied sealant. So that's what it means when it says, or when we say that it's able to maintain its initial properties after a long period of time. So there you go. 4 major reasons why you should buy or why you should use silicone sealants for your windows and facade. Some silicone sealants have labels like acetic cure or neutral cure. What do those actually mean? Well, acetic cure and neutral cure refers to the cure chemistries of silicone sealants. So when these products are curing, there is a byproduct that is either acidic or non-acidic. Acetic cure sealants, or sometimes we call acetoxy sealants, will have an acidic byproduct. That's why when someone is applying an acetic cure sealant, for example, our glass sealant is acetic, you will smell that vinegar-like odor. Neutral cure sealants, on the other hand, will have a non-acidic byproduct. That's why when someone is applying a neutral cure sealant, you will not smell that vinegar-like odor. They will either give you that musky odor or like an alcohol odor. Cure chemistries can also tell you more information about the products themselves. So for example, it can tell you what substrates are friendly to that particular product based on their cure chemistry. Acetic cure sealants, just like our glass sealant, stick well to glass, but they may have problems sticking to metal, to masonry, and also to plastics. Also, acetic cure sealants, because of that acidic byproduct, is not recommendable for substrates that may have the tendency to corrode. Neutral cure sealants, on the other hand, sticks well to a wider variety of substrate. They can stick to glass, they can stick to metals, they can stick to plastic, they can also stick to masonry. By the way, neutral cure sealants can still be further subdivided into 2 groups, alkoxy and oxime. So if you see these labels in your silicone sealant cartridges or packaging, they are considered neutral cure sealants. Now let's talk about the curing rate of these different products. In terms of curing rate, the fastest will be the acetic cure, followed by the oxime neutral cure, and then lastly will be the alkoxy neutral cure sealants. What's the difference between a one-part sealant and a two-part sealant? Two major differences. Number one, the need for mixing, and number two, curing rate. So let's talk about the need for mixing first. One-part products, or sometimes called one-component products, they require no mixing. These products can be readily used out of their packaging. So the sealants that you see in cartridge packaging or sausage packaging, these are typically one-part products, and you can use them right away. Just get a sealant gun and then use them. Two-part products or two-component products, on the other hand, will require mixing. So you have your part A, which is the base, and you have your part B, which is the catalyst, that needs to be mixed together before you can use them. You will use either a special gun with a special nozzle to mix them, or you will use a pump with a mixer to mix them together. When it comes to curing rate, two-part products cure way faster than a one-part product. So for example, if I have a sealant that is 10 mm wide and 6 mm thick, your one-part product will need at least around 4 to 6 days for that sealant to be fully cured. Your two-part products will only need 24 hours for that sealant to be fully cured. This is actually the major reason why some would choose a two-part product over a one-part product. Are all silicone sealants the same? Well, from the answers from the previous questions, I think we now have an idea that not all silicone sealants are the same. They can differ in formulation, they can differ in cure chemistry, they can differ in whether they are a one-part product or a two-part product, and they can differ in the applications that they are suited for. So make sure that when you are buying the silicone sealant that you want to use, make sure that it's the right product for the application that you are intending to. I'm familiar with your current products like glass sealant, GP sealant, glass and metal sealant, even 791 and 795 among others. Do you have new products? Yes, we do have new products. In our DIY range, we have some of them here. So for example, this is our F4 sealant, which has some high performance mold resistance properties. So this is very suitable for kitchen sink applications and also for bathroom sealant applications. Then we have this green sealant here, which is a sealant that can be used with a low VOC formulation. We have a third-party certificate for that. And we also have here our 817, which is a sealant for mirror bonding. Then on our performance range, we have DowSil membrane, which is an EPDM membrane that can help you protect your building against air and water vapor transmission. Then we also have 650 protective peelable coating, which is a waterborne acrylic temporary protection for your facades during the transportation of your facade and also during the construction of the building. So when the building construction is already finished and you no longer needed this protection, you can easily peel it off from your facades. Alright, that's it. I do hope that through answering these questions that we are able to provide you more information about silicone sealants. Just in case you have more questions and you need more information, please do not hesitate to reach out to your local Dow representative, or you can also visit our website at www.dow.com. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again.